Block cuts 4,000, 40% citing AI. Atlassian cuts 1,600, 10%, 900 plus from R&D. Quick note before we get into it. If you're listening to this on the podcast, rest assured, this is my real voice. I actually put 11 Labs on hold for a bit as I start this podcast. So we're working out the kinks in the beginning stage. I'm going to be experimenting with a bunch of different things, but rather than be too prescriptive, I'd figure I'd just give this a whirl with the human side front and center. And that said, we will be exploring 11 Labs at some point in the future, but for now, it's just me, so let's get into it. Last week on Career Optional, I told you my layoff story and how I went from getting the call to landing a new role in 2 weeks. And I said something that I want to come back to because the skills I'd build made employment a choice and not a lifeline. This week, I want to dig into that a bit because the news right now is making a lot of people nervous, and honestly, it should. So let me catch you up. In late February, Jack Dorsey cut 4,000 people from Block. That's Square, Cash App, Tidal, took the company from over 10,000 employees down to under 6,000. Now, he said it wasn't about financial trouble. It was about AI tools being mature enough to replace those roles. Customer support, compliance, internal operations, mid-level management, gone. Then on March 11th, 2 weeks ago, Atlassian announced 1,600 layoffs, 10% of the company. And here's the part that should make every Agile professional pay attention. Over 900 of those cuts came from R&D, the people building the tools we use every day. Mike Cannon-Brookes, the CEO, framed it as self-funding the AI investment. 5 months earlier, he'd gone on a podcast and said Atlassian would employ more engineers in 5 years, not fewer. That's how fast the math changed. Now, here's where most people get stuck. They hear irreplaceable, and they think it means job security. It doesn't. Nobody is unfireable, and that's not how this works. Irreplaceable doesn't mean a company can't let you go. It means you've built capabilities that are so high in demand, so hard to replicate, that losing your job is an inconvenience, not a crisis. That's the difference. 2026 layoff data tells us something very important. Over 45,000 tech jobs were cut by early March. About 9,200 of those were explicitly linked to AI and automation. But here's the nuance. OpenAI's Sam Altman said some companies are AI washing their layoffs, using AI as a convenient excuse for cuts they were going to make anyway. So what does that mean for you? It means the threat is real, but it's also more complicated than AI took my job. What's actually happening is a reorganization. Companies are restructuring around AI-first strategies. And in that restructuring, some roles disappear and new ones get created. LinkedIn's data shows AI has already added 1.3 million new jobs globally. AI engineer is the fastest growing role. Forward deployed engineer postings are up 800%. And here's the stat that matters most for people like us. There's a 70% year-over-year increase in roles that require AI literacy. Not AI expertise, AI literacy. The ability to work with AI tools, understand what they can and can't do, and apply them to real business problems. So when I say irreplaceable, I'm talking about a specific combination of skills that makes you the person companies call when they need someone who can actually get things done in this new landscape. Not someone who runs ceremonies, not someone who updates Jira boards, someone who designs systems, builds automation, and uses AI as a strategic thinking and execution partner. This week, I'm going to break down the 3 skills I believe make an Agile professional become irreplaceable in 2026. These aren't theoretical. These are the skills I built over the last 3 years, the ones that turned my layoff into a 2-week job search, the ones I use every day at my current Fortune 500 engagement. Tomorrow, we start with skill number 1, systems thinking. And I don't mean the buzzword version you see on LinkedIn. I mean the practical roll-up-your-sleeves version that changes how a team delivers. If this is hitting home, subscribe wherever you're listening, and come find the show at careeroptional.ai. That's where we go deeper. And if you want a head start, I put together a free resource called the Agile AI Prompt Playbook, 5 conversational prompts you can use with your real project data today. No fluff, no theory, just practical tools. And you can grab that at Agileactix.ai/blueprint. Link in the show notes. I'm Daniel Liu. This is Career Optional. Let's make your career a choice. See you next time.